Hey guys, we're going to go over the portfolio that got me into FIT. I'm going for the fall semester in 2026. I wanted to talk about what they're asking, what I gave in return, my thought process behind what I submitted, and some tips that I would give you guys in order to get into FIT according to my experience. So I'm going into the illustration AAS. Here we are in the FIT portfolio requirements that they give for fall semester. This may change with time. So for now, this is it. So as you probably know already, there's part one and part two of what you are required to include in your paintings. The first half are only paintings produced from life, and you are supposed to do them, for your FIT portfolio specifically. They give a list of subjects that you may include in your portfolio. What I would suggest is to use all of these. I follow these religiously. If they're mentioning it, it's because they're expecting to see how you can adapt to different types of drawings. So some people, and me for example, I'm very into portraits, but I want to show the school that I'm not scared to get out of my comfort zone and that I'm willing to learn and I'm willing to stretch myself and learn from many different types of drawings, right? In art. So I would suggest to include drawings in all these types of subjects, right? And then we have part two, which is your original artworks. So that's where you get all the drawings, paintings, digital 3D imagery, and animation using photo reference and or your imagination. So these are studies pretty much, and these will be like of your imagination, your OCs, um, things you have thought of, imagined, animations you've done, um, all that good stuff. I would say these are equally as important. What they want to see is that you're able to see something and then translate it into paper or whatever your medium is. They want to see that your observation skills are up par. And lastly, one more thing I wanted to talk about and to remind you guys is that at least right now in 2026, fall semester, you need to submit 3 essays and your portfolio. So there's the SUNY application essay that's going to ask you to write one. That's number one. Number two is this one, which is for now is the describe one of your best artworks, and the third one would be this one. It's not only two, guys. It's three. Remember that. If you have only written two, it's because something's wrong. Okay, something's going on. So make sure you have everything before you need to before your deadline. Okay, and also the portfolio you need to submit to Slide Room. Um, so yeah, don't sleep on that. So we're going to go see my portfolio now. I did 18 pieces for this. Some of them I've done before, some of them I did specifically for the portfolio. As I said before, all the produced directly from life pieces I did specifically for the portfolio. And then part two, I used some of my drawings I've done in the past. So don't be scared to use drawings you've done before. You may want to make everything brand new for your portfolio. You may feel like you want to show exactly your level that you're at right now in this specific moment, art wise. You may not want to show something older because you think you're better now, but believe me, while you're doing this portfolio, your time will stretch thin. Maybe you plan better your times, but the deadline is the most important thing to accomplish. So don't be scared to use drawings you've worked on before or art you've worked on before for the original artworks part. That will save you lots of time, lots of stress, and it'll give you more time to really polish these ones. So let's start. We have this one called Refined. I did this with acrylics. I use acrylic markers. I saw that people wrote a big description here. Um, Kind of talked about the piece. If I could go back, I'd at least write a little bit of a description on each, but I didn't. I still got in, so it's not 100% necessary. I think it'll give some like context to whoever's seeing these. It might be useful. In my experience, I didn't really need it, and I wouldn't suggest to do a big description because remember that these people are looking at millions, not millions, but like hundreds of portfolios. So the simpler the better. Try to make people's jobs easier. So here I just wrote the really necessary stuff like the size. It here it mentions that you need to put the size and your medium. So just measure everything, guys. I did it for the digital ones too, so I'll show you later. Here the subject was environments. This was one of my observational pieces. We have some contrast, use of color, using a limited palette, and also, some stylization. So I think this is a good piece to show it for the environment subject. Next one, we have amber waves. Here I used color pencils, and here's the size. It's a little small. It was in my sketchbook, a nice tinted brown sketchbook, so the colors really pop with color pencils. And I did this candle and this aromatic thing that was in my room. I tried to use as much color as possible. Next one, I did watercolor. If I could say anything to you, try to use as many mediums as possible. I think they want to see that you are flexible and that you are willing to try new things. So I did a bunch of different things. I used acrylics, I used digital art, I used watercolor, I used pencil. If you had charcoal, that's really good too. So try to step out of your comfort zone and do as many things as possible. Here I did another observational piece. This one would fit in the still life, as well as the past one. I forgot to say it, but this is a still life observational piece. This was just a tea bag that this lovely barista in a cafe nearby made for me. I thought it was beautiful, so I decided to paint it, and I'm very happy how it ended up. I think it looks cool. Next one, I have 20. This was an 8.5 by 8.5, and like it was just graphite, so pencil. This is a self-portrait, so it would fill into the portrait section. I look tired in this one, man. I look tired. But I think it's a good representation of myself, and now they can, tie a face to the portfolio. So I think you guys should include a self-portrait there somewhere. I think it's a very nice touch to put in a portfolio. And then we have sticker books. This would fit into the still life subject matter. We're going to make it a little bigger. This is one of the ones I like the least, but I still think it's a good observational piece, at least to show that I cared enough to at least try to practice some perspective and angles and like just observational piece. So yeah, that's important in my opinion. I put some stickers here because I think that it gives it a little color pop, and also it talks a little bit about myself. So I think that this kind of represents me, even if it's just an observational piece, it still has a little piece of my essence. So I think that's cool. Next, we have Weird Fishes. This is a reference to the Radiohead song, and I did this graphite drawing of this guy. It's like a scene. I would say this one's a situations and a portrait model drawing at the same time. But it can also be conceptual because, it's observational, but at the same time, it has some sort of like fantasy to it. I think the picture could have been better, but I had to work with what I had in the moment. We're going to the next one. We have Portal. This would be a environments. It's a nice house I saw with a beautiful tree in the spring. So I decided to do it. This is gouache. So yeah, try to fit as many mediums as you can, guys. This one's an older piece, as you can probably tell from the date. And I think it's nice. It's not the most polished, but you can tell I was having fun with it, and I was like exploring how to use gouache. So I think that's good. Next one, we have El Quadro. This is one of my favorite pieces. I worked really hard in this one. This is a digital art. For this size, I used the pixel size of it. I wasn't sure if this is the right move or not, but I'm in, so think what you will. This is one of my original artworks, right? So I wanted to show that I could at least, understand a little bit of bodies and how to paint bodies, how to paint skin. And also this is tied to my essay. I would suggest that whatever you write for your essay, this one describe one of your best artworks. I would suggest to, of course, include it on your portfolio as well. And they can tell like, oh, this is what they were talking about in their essay. So they can look at the picture, read the essay, and I don't know. I feel like that ties things up pretty well. I'm very proud of this one. Here, this is Madre Tierra. This is a mural I did with oil paint in a hostel in my country. And this is a big piece. I'd suggest to have at least one big piece, Not sure how necessary it is, but I did. This is tied with the roots of my country, so it's very cultural. If you are from outside, if you are from another country, I'd suggest to play a little into your cultural background. I think that helps out a lot, actually. Next one, I have Life on the Line. This is a series I was watching, and I thought that this guy was beautiful and that the scene was beautiful, the lighting, I loved it. So I did it in watercolor, and I think it turned out pretty well. At the time, this is one of my older pieces, but I'm still proud of it even now. Looking at it now, it's a little dark. Like I would unmute the color so much more, but it is what it is, and it still looks very filmy, I would say. I like it. We have here Bocanada, which is a watercolor piece. This is a reference to an album I like very, very much of one of my favorite artists, Gustavo Cerati. So yeah, this is another self-portrait. I've fitted in the portraits, but also original artworks created from other sources, right? Because this was from a picture. We have toucans. This is a still life. But I would suggest to include at least one piece where you draw animals or something that's not human. I think that is a challenging thing for someone who's never really cared much about painting animals, and vice versa. If you only paint animals, at least like put one person in, to show range, guys. And this is a very big piece. This is another mural. It's this big. Next one, we have UPS truck. This is one of my older pieces. It is also still life. Next one, we have La Insinuación. This is two characters. I would fit it into the model drawing subject area. It's two people interacting, so that gives it some points. We have some anatomy there. We are showing some cloth foldings. So we are showing the rim light. The proportions are a little off, but it's an older piece, so it is what it is. But I still think it looks cool. I would do it differently now, but it's a very good piece. And then we have Lunes de Galería, which is a digital piece. I write the pixels here, and I did a reference to an older piece. So I heard this tip somewhere else, and I want to parrot it back to you. Do a piece that reference a classic. I think it's a nice touch, and it shows that you care about art and that you're inspired by some other artists, some of the classics. Here I used Gustav Klimt's The Kiss style. I thought it was pretty fitting for what I wanted to convey, and still give it a very modern touch. This would be conceptual. Next one, we have Sweep. This is just a line art. I think it's good to use color, but also show that you can just have a very strong line art game. This I did for October this year, and it was the word sweet. So I did this waiter guy dancing with the broom, and I put in the situations subject area. This is 21. This is another self-portrait. This is a digital piece, and we did this cool sticker effect, like crumpled paper cutout effect. I think it's cool. Then we have this portrait model drawing, and this is a kind of big piece. It's on a mirror frame, and I did it in a monochrome way to, I was studying the values I was trying to do something just focusing on values and not worrying about color for once. And I thought it came out pretty well. And this is my last piece. This is the portfolio I submitted and got me into FIT. I am honestly, I wasn't that confident in this portfolio once I submitted it. I thought I could do so much better now. But it showed me that I can make deadlines, that I can work with different mediums, and it's better done than perfect, guys. It really is better done than perfect. Submit your shit on time. Don't wait until last minute to submit it because sometimes platforms can get overcrowded. Try to include as many mediums as possible. Draw people, things, places, animals. Follow the directions. Please follow the directions as much as you can. If you could include something 3D or animation, that would be awesome. The only reason I didn't is because I was I was struggling time wise, and I had to teach myself 3D from scratch, and it wasn't as fast as I thought it was going to be. I didn't have anything I was proud of to show to FIT by the time I learned how to do a 3D model. But if you guys already dabble with that, please include it. That's really cool. And yeah, this would be the tips I can give you guys, and also an overview on what I submitted and got me accepted. So I hope that this has been useful to you. Good luck and do your best. Believe in yourself, and even if you're not proud of what you submitted, at least submit it on time, you know? You never know. You never know. You might see something incomplete or not perfect, but remember, we're here to better our skills. If we're going to school, is to learn how to be better artists. So yeah, at least show where you are right now, you know? And believe in yourself. I believe in you. If you guys have any questions at all about my experience, about portfolios, about the rules or anything, feel free to leave it in the comments. I would love to help you guys out and answer as much as I can. And if you like my art, please feel free to follow me at Nomad Suntag in Instagram. I'm also in some other places, but I forgot right now. Anyway, my Instagram is the most active one. I draw cool stuff sometimes. This is my face if you care. And I post more drawings here and all that good stuff. This Hunter and Miku, by the way.